Welcome back. All right, the network is just doing its shenanigans. So, but we are not deterred, right? So, I was gonna say, so what we're discussing tonight is sex frequency, and we're going to look at that vis-a-vis sperm quality, right? When is sex too much? When is too little? Or is it just right? And how does that affect sperm quality? And how is that adequate for conception, right? So that's the gist of it. Please let's keep tapping on our screen, share the live. If you're just joining, you're welcome. All right, so you know the question that I think this sound. Let's reduce this sound a little. All right, if you're just joining, you're welcome. All right, so most couples that are trying to conceive focus on whether they are having sex. Of course, you need to have sex to conceive, right? But again, you must have the full picture, right? Because very few people will ask more precise questions. And what are the precise questions? Well, it's actually just one thing I want you to ask yourself. Are we having sex at the right time for optimal sperm quality, right? If you've been here, you already know what affects sperm quality. You already know what sperm quality is, right? So how often are we having sex that is adequate for the sperm quality we're looking for? Or is our pattern affecting sperm quality? So we're going to be asking all that. We're going to be asking all that question and see where it leads, right? Because some people believe that when you have more sex, it increases the chance of pregnancy. Others consider that reduced frequency of sex, if they reduce it, they'll now have to build up more sperm for fertile window. In other words, they are saving sperm so that when they knock, when it's ovulation, they'll get results, right? Well, truth be told, the two extremes are actually misleading. They can be misleading because fertility does not work like that, right? Fertility does not work like that. Fertility is not just all about timing ovulation. No, it's not. It's also about how sperm, right, are released and how effective they are in quality, right? You know, from what we already know, sperm are produced continuously in the testes. In fact, the testes is sperm factory, right? It is, and that production is done through the process we know as spermatogenesis, right? Azile Mafaka, I see you. You're welcome. Right. So this process of producing sperm takes 70 to 90 days for one sperm to be produced. It takes 70 to 90 days from the day it was produced as a cell to the day it was matured and ready for delivery. So after production, the sperm definitely will be stored in the store, right? There's another structure outside the testes called the epididymis, right? So that's where it will be stored. It's more like a nursery. Good evening, Patenu. Good to see you. Good evening. So that storage structure, which is called the epididymis, is actually like the nursery. It's a store and it's also a nursery because that's where sperm will be stored. That's where sperm will be matured. In other words, it will be trained on how to swim and all the things that makes it mature. That's basically what happens there, right? But this is the key, right? Production of sperm is continuous. There is never a time, unless you have a bad habit that is spoiling that is destroying your sperm production. but sperm production is continuous, and the release of the sperm is dependent on how frequent ejaculation happens, right? Reason why we advise people to knock, right? You've got to knock, right? So, sperm quality is influenced by not just how they are made, right? It's not just how they are made, but also by how long they are stored before it is released. You can be a healthy man and you need a knack. You are spoiling the quality. Right? You've got to knack to keep the quality up, right? Have you worked in bakeries, bakeries or biscuit companies? Not the terrible things they do these days anyway. I mean, in the days I know them. Now, when a particular batch of bread has stayed beyond 24 hours, I think, before 24 hours, what they do is they discard them. They discard it. They felt like those ones are stale now. They discard them. However good and tasty they are, but the quality control system discards it, right? So the same thing happens, right? TikTok tabs is here. Hello, TikTok tabs. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for the heart, right? So the same thing happens with the testes, right? When even if there are quality sperm produced, if it stays too much in the store, it becomes poor quality. You see the reason why these marketers do Black Friday? Because they don't want the product to remain there and it does not become useful anymore. So the same thing, there should be Black Friday for knacking. Because I cannot be having a lot of sperm and there's no place to discharge it. So from now on, I declare Black Friday for knacking, right? Because we got to discharge this thing, right? It's got to be discharged. You cannot save up sperm. You are undoing yourself, especially if you are trying to conceive. Sperm is not for saving. There's no bank savings account there for sperm. No, it's not for saving. It's for production and release, right? So what do? Black Friday for knacking. All right. So now we have agreed that it's important we knack, right? Is anybody objection? If you object, we type objection in the comment section. If you agree, type agree in the comment section, right? So before we go to the next thing, because whether you agree or you don't agree will determine whether the next thing will come. Who does not agree to knacking? Let me see you. I want to see you. You don't like you knacking should not happen. Objection. Okay, objection overruled, right? All right. Chrissy Labelle said any objection that is coming now is overruled. So you have no place. So now we have agreed that just in case you are not knacking often, right? Now from now on we are declaring Black Friday for knacking. You have to release those ones. How many times a week can we knack when trying to? That is why you're calm down. I'm going to tell you. Trust that I'll give you all the updates. Safina at Momodu. I will give you all the updates. Right? So you are in the right place. The eyes have it. As far as knacking is concerned, the eyes have it. All the nays shift go this side. All right. I see that he says Safina, no go knack with no good. How can you be trying to conceive and you don't like to knock? I'm confused about you. I'm confused about you. Me, all of you that needs help, you're in the right place. We'll tell you what's up, right? So now, the next thing, now that we agree that knocking is good, and those of you who have not knocked for long, Black Friday for knocking, go and make sure you take advantage of it. Now, let's look at what happens, right? What happens with frequent ejaculation, right? What happens with frequent ejaculation, right? Frequent ejaculation, whether daily, right? Are you staying with your brother? That's the only way. I don't understand that question. All right. So frequent ejaculation, whether daily or multiple times per day, right? Well, long story short, frequent ejaculation affects semen in a specific way. And I want to give you the details, how it does. Take note. Frequent ejaculation affects semen in a specific way. Do you have your pen and paper now? Are you ready? Let's go there. Right? So the first way it can affect. Thank you for the follow. I'll follow you back as soon as possible. The first way frequent ejaculation, right, can affect semen is number one, low sperm count. Right? Now, when ejaculation is frequent, those of you that like to do 8 rounds a day, I'm talking to you. You did not waiting no good, just back to back. So when ejaculation is frequent, the body may not have enough time to replenish what has gone off. Right? So anything that comes much later, the concentration of sperm in it becomes fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer. So that's how the count is affected. Now remember that sperm is produced every second, and every second 1,500 sperm cells are produced, right? Now that will amount to, I think it's 2 days from lying down on my back. Lying down on your back, he said, what will happen? Nothing will happen. You just feel, you may feel 18 weeks, you're still young, but I hope your midwife have told you not to do that. So just be smart. All right, where was I? So frequent ejaculation, too much knocking basically, will cause sperm concentration to reduce, because every 15 seconds, right? Every second, rather, 1,500 sperm cells are produced, right? Now that will amount to 100 plus million cells per day, right? Now just imagine if your frequency is more, it does not give the body the opportunity to replenish what has gone out before you go back again, right? Good evening, Ohema Abena Adepa. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that is how sperm count will be affected, because the body does not have enough time. They do 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 7 rounds. Calm down, bro. Only you. Right? So all those many rounds can lead to low sperm counts, right? And more diluted semen. So that is the first way too frequent ejaculation can affect semen. The second way is there's going to be a slight reduction in volume, right? Anyway, I think the minimum volume is 1.5 mils, right? But there's going to be a reduction in volume. Those of you where they knock, you know by yourself. You don't even need us to tell you. You already know that the volume of semen you produce in the first and second round will be more than the one that is produced in the third, and you'll be even lesser in the fourth and fifth. Is it not so? Why are you looking at me like that? You don't know about this? so semen volume will reduce, right? The volume decreases where there is frequent ejaculation. That is not necessarily a problem. So what we're saying is that at least you know now. We'll get to the other aspect of the gist so that we can balance your understanding, right? The number 3 thing that can happen is and this one is actually a surprising benefit. It's actually a surprising benefit. Often when you knock often, one important benefit you get is you get the new cells have better DNA quality. Oh boy, that's nice. They often get better DNA quality. Why? Why is it so? Now the reason is because frequent ejaculation reduces the time that sperm will spend in the store. Remember that I said that it is not ideal for sperm to be stored for a very long time. Stored in the scrotum, of course, right? If you need a knack, it's not ideal. That's what I'm saying. So what it means is that frequent ejaculation puts you in a place where you have more quality, better DNA quality for the sperm that are produced. So what are you going to do? You get a knack with no good, right? Because if sperm are stored for a longer time, right, they are exposed to oxidative stress, right? But if you are knacking every time, you are not storing them, so oxidative stress, they are not exposed to oxidative stress, and also it lowers the risk of DNA damage. So too much storage or longer storage of sperm in the scrotum will amount to poor sperm quality. Is that clear? Who understand anything up to this point? You understood something up to this point? Talk to me in the comment section. So that is for knacking always, right? Then what about those who does not knack always? What happens when you have infrequent ejaculation? You're not knacking always, right? It is actually the opposite extreme of knacking every time. Now what happens is simple. The sperm will accumulate and they stay longer time in the store. Remember that okay, I'll give that information shortly. So what happens basically, number 1 is you're definitely going to have high sperm count. There'll be plenty, right? Because longer abstinence allows for sperm to build up, which will lead to higher concentration, increased total sperm count, and all that, right? Because for a healthy man, you have more than 100 million sperm cells produced in a day. So just imagine you've not knocked for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You imagine the millions. They become uncountable, right? So you have a higher concentration, right? And there's going to be increased total sperm per ejaculate. And that makes sense, right? Now, the second thing that happens where you don't knock often is there's going to be reduced motility. The ability for the sperm to move becomes reduced, right? Why? Because a sperm that has matured, what's the tendency? It's for old age to come, right? After maturity is old age. Is it also? Please, if you're here, please tap on your screen, share the live. Tap on your screen and share the live. If you're not following me, follow me now. You want to follow me? That will be the right thing to do, right? So I was saying that there's going to be reduced motility. Majority of the sperm will lose their ability to move, right? Because the store you are storing for too long. There will be slower movement among the sperm cells, and there's going to be reduced ability to reach the egg. So storing sperm longer does not give you a better advantage, right? You may have more number of sperm cells, but fewer ability to. So what are you supposed to do? Knack waiting no good, right? So that's the second thing that happens when you don't knack often. Number 3 thing that happens, right, is there's going to be increased DNA damage. Remember, I told you that when you are storing it, right, the longer you store it, the poorer the quality of sperm. Ghetto Legend is here. Hello, Ghetto Legend. Right? The longer you store sperm cells, the poorer the quality. Right? Prolonged storage will expose them to oxidative stress. Thank you very much, Ghetto Legend. I appreciate you. Right? So when they are exposed to oxidative stress, what happens? DNA fragmentation will increase, structural damage will increase. So while you have more number of sperm cell, what happens? You're going to be having functional quality declining. So the scrotum is not a savings bank or account for semen. It's just for you to produce it and send it off, right? So we have given a marching order, Black Friday for knacking. Everybody, anywhere you are in the world. we don't want stale sperm cells. We want quality sperm cells, right? Now, where do we draw the balance? Because we said if you don't knock often, there's a problem. If you knock often, there's a problem, right? So where do we draw the balance? If you've been listening to me for a very long time, you should know by now that fertility is all about balance. How many times a week can we knock when trying to conceive? Calm down. Safina, your blood is rush, right? Calm down. I will answer that question. Calm down. I will answer it. You dey vex. You don't get joy at all. So, fertility is all about balance, right? Fertility is all about balance. And I've said that if the knacking is too often, right, you have low counts. If the knacking is not coming at all, the quality becomes poor. Can you see the problem? I knock too much, the count reduce. I don't knock at all, the quality reduce. What shall I do with this thing? Wahala, na real wahala. Now the goal is to maintain sufficient sperm numbers. That is the goal, right? It's also to maintain optimal motility. Idara is here. Good evening, Idara. Good to see you. Thank you for the heartbeat. The goal is to maintain optimal motility and reduce DNA damage, right? And reduce DNA damage. Now, let me answer the question. Safina asked the question: how often should we knock waiting no good? That is adequate. Who's ready for the answer? Or I should just carry Safina and go whisper for her ear, right? It's not just when you're trying to conceive, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Whether you're trying to conceive, you're not trying to conceive, for everybody. Right? 3 times a week. 3 times a week. 21 times a month. Right? It keeps the quality fresh and adequate. Crystal Abel, our blood is hot. So the person wey wan hear now I go tell. So 3 times a week, 21 times a month. Now, that is the fastest answer. But according to the recommendations, 1 day off, 1 day on. It's 3 times a week, Safinat. Right? It's 3 times a week. So the 1 day on, 1 day off is just a personal, but clinically 3 times a week. So, but according to the recommendations that aligns with World Health Organization, right? When we want to do semen analysis, right? The best, what they advise you to abstain 2 to 7 days, which would be ideal for the analysis, right? For conception, regular intercourse should be every 2 to 3 days, right? Every 2 to 3 days. That will amount to 3 times a week, right? So this frequency will maintain the balance between the quantity and the quality. Remember, we want the quantity and we want the quality if pregnancy must occur. So what are you going to do? Start to knock waiting no good. I have 3 kids, my last one is 9 now. Trying again, it's not working. Okay, there's several reasons why that can happen. So I'm talking to the person that asked that question, Juliet. So if you're not following me, you want to follow me now. It's important to follow me, right? So 3 times a week. But remember, for those who have not been knocking, Black Friday for knocking from now moving forward, right? Now let's look at this fertile window, because I'm talking to people who are trying to conceive. So let's look at this fertile window strategy, right? Fertile window strategy for couples who are trying to conceive. You see, when it comes to trying to conceive, timing matters. Timing matters, because we are pursuing a goal. You ask your question, just let me finish. I will be done shortly. Safina, your blood is rush. Calm down. So for those who are trying to conceive, timing matters a great deal, right? Remember the fertile window? We talk about the 5 days before ovulation and the ovulation day itself. Remember? Because sperm can survive in the female reproductive tract for up to 3 to 5 days, right? Under normal, optimal conditions. Hello, Mrs. Kamara. I see you. You're welcome. Thank you for the follow. I'll follow you back ASAP. If you're just joining, you're seeing me for the first time, you want to follow me, especially if you're trying to conceive. I'm your best plug for all the updates you need, right? So the fertile window strategy. Hello, King, I see you. Sperm can survive in the female reproductive tract for 3 to 5 days under normal situations, right? So you want to, if you understand your fertile window, then you're up and ready for the strategy. See, I'm just seeing you for the first time. You will love it. Right? Now, this is the approach. Practical approach. Right? Hello, Aminata Toure. I see you. This is a practical approach. Now, during the fertile window, right? During your fertile window, intercourse should be every 1 to 2 days, and that will be ideal, right? So you have 6 days of fertile window, so you can knock waiting no good today, recover tomorrow, not going no good on the third day, recover tomorrow the day after, and it gives you a better chance. That is the one day on and off that they were telling Safinat that she was saying, right? Is that okay? Right. So the reason is because this will ensure that fresh sperm is available, right? It ensures that fresh sperm is available. It also ensures, yes, priceless. Knack waiting no good, right? So it also ensures that sperm quality remains optimal. Okay, I like your strategy, but listen, Safina, hold on. I wish you could wait for me to answer the question much later, but just in case network throw you off the live stream. The reason why you need to do the one day on and off is because of the recovery time, right? That's one. Number two, understand that as you not waiting no good every day, sperm concentration reduces across the days. So you have a lesser concentration as you get closer to the ovulation. Do you understand? So the smart thing to do is one day on, one day off to recover, not waiting no good, recover, not waiting no good, right? Because the best optimal time for knacking, if you know your ovulation day, is 2 days before the ovulation. 2 days, right? You will not miss the post. When you shoot the shot, you will not miss the post, right? I don't understand the question priceless. You asked that question, what I've done. Is that okay? So so this optimal knacking approach also gives you a better chance and increase chance of fertilization, right? That is the reason why that strategy would work. So who catch the approach? If you miss this approach, I cannot help you again, right? Good evening, Martha is here, right? If you miss it, don't worry, go to YouTube. Tomorrow it will premiere on YouTube, 10 p.m. Nigerian time, so don't worry about it. Is that okay? So let's go on to the next thing. You know, I haven't said all these things. Many couples, out of ignorance, do their own thing. Bello Abiodu, I see you. Out of ignorance, many couples do their own thing. Maybe somebody who is not a medic said something, one person said another thing, a herbalist said something, somebody's giving their own experience. But let me tell you what the science say, what the biologists say, right? That's what I'm telling you. Now, this is a common mistake that couples make. The first mistake is this, right? You see that issue of saving sperm for ovulation? You know, work. It's not a savings account. You cannot save sperm for ovulation, right? Because some couples say, okay, we are trying to conceive, so let's not knack. Let us wait until it's your ovulation, then we'll knack waiting no good, right? So you avoid sex for many days to build up strong sperm. There's nothing like that. It will backfire on you. You know why? Because while you are saving it up, sperm becomes older, right? They become older. When you have sperm that is a pape, right? Sperm that is a pape, can you run to go and meet the egg? It's not going to work. Well, Papa sperm cannot run. Everybody classic, I see you. Right? It cannot run. So when you are saving it for ovulation, it gets older. And motility will reduce, quality will reduce. Right? The ability for them to run reduce. And remember, we need good runners when it comes to fertilization. And DNA damage. DNA damage. So if you have poor quality sperm, of course you already know what happens. Fertilization may fail. And even when fertilization does not fail, poor embryo will be formed and miscarriage is high. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Ebony Classic. Thank you. So, can you see why I'm always telling couples, knock. They will say, oh, this doctor don't spoil, this doctor, I shower the eye and all that. It's not be so. Not be so. I'm telling you the biology. Oh boy. Right, please let's tap on our screen. Let's hit 10k likes. Right, tap on your screen, share the live. Is that okay? Who is understanding what I'm saying? Talk to me in the comment section. Type understand. Let me be sure you are there. Martha, you are in trouble. Martha has accused me. But long story short, please, if you don't like to knock, leave this live stream. It's not for you. This live stream is for knockers, right? So number two mistake that couples make. Number two mistake. Yes, so not for your life. Exactly, Mrs. Kamara. That's the idea. Right. Number two mistake that couples make. Now there is the overdoing frequency. Right. Some people will have sex multiple times daily during ovulation. Right? Now what this will do, it will reduce the sperm count per ejaculation. Right? And it will lead to fatigue and stress. No, I'm not saying you go kill yourself, right? I didn't say you should go and kill yourself. I'm giving you the strategy that can give you the results while you are still enjoying your life, right? Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. So that is a mistake. Overdoing frequency. Don't overdo it. So we already gave you what you need to do. So the third mistake. Thank you for the heart. The third mistake couples make is inconsistent pattern. Well, that's why I tell you people, stop this quarreling, fighting. Couples should not be fighting. Couples should not be quarreling. Because you need that bonding to get this strategy to work. You are looking for a baby now. You are trying to conceive now. So why is all the fighting and all that? You didn't stress yourself. I don't understand, Mrs. Kamara. Right? But when you are not in harmony, where will the knocking come from? It's not going to work. So that's why you must be in harmony. You must be cordial so that you can achieve your goal, right? This irregular frequency of knocking it can even lead to you missing the fertile period altogether. And yet the target was fertile period. And what did we say the other day? Have you not noticed? Especially for people that are trying to conceive. Quarrel, they always start when ovulation don't near. Who agree with me? Quarrel, they always start when ovulation don't near. See, let me tell you something. You've got to take advantage of what you have, right? Take advantage of what you have. Now, the reason why this sperm turnover is very important you need to know that male reproductive system is designed to always call your man sweet names. Exactly. If there's any problem, settle the problem. Right. Good evening, MSEG is here. Hello, MSEG. Thank you for the heart, me. Right. You see, the male reproductive organ or system is designed for continuous production, continuous renewal. That's why you cannot be saving sperm. It's not savings account, right? So as it's producing, you are knocking it away. Produce, you knock it away. Produce, you knock it away. Right? Because regular ejaculation helps remove old sperm. All these old papier sperm, right? Regular ejaculation will remove them. It also will remove oxidative stress. All the sperm that has been affected by oxidative stress will be removed, and even the oxidative stress will be reduced, right? And also it maintains a healthier sperm population. So you are more likely to have healthier sperm population for somebody who is knocking every time than somebody who is just saving it up, waiting for ovulation. And such people, by the time the ovulation comes, they will miss it. They will knock outside the ovulation. Right? Think about it this way, right? When it comes to this sperm population, think about it this way. MSEG level 27, congratulations. Let me blow trumpet for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your continuous support. Thank you for supporting the live stream, for believing in what we do. Thank you. I appreciate you. So think about sperm population this way. Think of a river. Where do you get fresh water? A river that is flowing or a river that is stagnant? Where do you get fresh water? I'll leave you to answer that one. Don't worry, Z, we'll get to your question, right? My doctor, I need your number. We'll get to your question. Of course, I consult privately online, so you can always come to my DM for consultation, right? So where was I? I asked a question: a river that flows versus a river that does not flow. Which one has fresh water? $50, of course. Yes, $50. Right? Which one? When you have a flowing river, you have fresh water. When you have a river that does not flow, it's stale. Right? Regardless of where you are in the world, I can always consult with you. Just pay consultation, $50, then we'll solve your problem. Most of you don't even get problem. Now confusion when I get. All right, where was I? But make sure you are following the live stream because there's so much information in the live stream, right? So that's the reason why you must knock. Flowing river give you fresh. So if Oga want the vex anyhow, so Oga beg for this river, no know the quarter, right? now men with low sperm count, right? They may benefit from slightly longer intervals. So if a man is having low sperm count already, the frequency of knocking, if he reduces the frequency, he may benefit from it. Why? Because he may have more population to deliver, right? But again, I've already talked about the cause of low sperm count and how to solve low sperm count issues. So if you learn that one, fine. But however, if that is your case now, so you can just reduce your frequency of knocking, then you have a build-up of population to send. Is that okay? I'm sure that helps. Is that okay? Now, more frequent ejaculation will help reduce the exposure of oxidative stress, like I mentioned. So you cannot be storing sperm, please. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, no, gentlemen only. You cannot store sperm. That's the same thing we're talking now. The longer you store sperm, the lesser the motility and the lesser the quality. You may have more counts, but motility will reduce and quality will reduce. That's what we're talking about in Yasha. Can you understand what I'm saying? All right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just a quick aspect of what they don't used to tell often. Right? You know some of these updates, you always hear them here. Right? So between let me put it out to the 17 people in the house. In Yasha, you did not understand. I'll carry a Oraimo code for you. Where is my code? In Yasha, can you see this code, Oraimo code? If you don't understand, I'll carry on for you. So you ask your question when it's time for question and answer, right? So let me ask the people in the house. Let me ask two in one question. What do you think? Right? Sex in the morning and sex in the afternoon, right? Or in the evening, sorry. Which one has better quality sperm? Right? Which one has better quality sperm? Then the B part of it is which one is better? Or more adun MSEG. Okay. Everybody now agree. Thank you. Yes, I agree with you. It's because of what we already know. Chrissy Labelle, you won't even get specific time. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Yes, the reason is actually more of hormonal, right? Hormonal patterns. You remember what we say about hormones, right? There's hormonal recalibration. John Thomas jump up by that time, and so morning time you have more quality, more energy. John Thomas will never fail you, right? John Thomas will never fail you. But generally speaking, the studies really have not shown any major difference, right? But there's a better chance in the morning because of what happens with the hormones in the morning. That's when it's recalibrated, your energy is full, your hormones are ready to fire, right? You are a good student indeed. You are. You're a good student. So all the exams we have been setting, the results will be by June and December. So if I don't see my results by June, those of you that are trying to conceive, I'll still give you December to produce results. Is that okay? Again, people who have been ill, right? Maybe they suffered fever or they've been ill recently, right? They can have a temporal reduction in sperm quality, regardless of the frequency, whether they are knocking every time. But who knocks when they are sick? I mean, no get updates. You are sick, you know when you knock. But again, studies have shown. Oh, really? Now your medicine be that? I mean, not your medicine. But studies have shown that people who just recovered from fever, right? There's this temporal impact it has on sperm quality, right? Whether or not they are knocking frequently. right? So just to put it out there so that you know what's up. So if you are knocking to just allow that one go, it's good, right? But one thing you need to understand, for ejaculation to even happen in the first place, you need John Thomas to be working, right? John Thomas must be working. And one of the things that affects the workability of John Thomas is here, psychology impact, right? Stress, right? Especially for those that are trying to conceive. You know, this scheduled sex, so they tell you, okay, this is when your ovulation is coming, you schedule it. That is a psychological stress, right? And it can reduce libido and reduce performance when you time it. But when it comes spontaneously, oh boy. Oh boy. Your life will never be the same again. But when it's scheduled, it's like a timetable, it's like a prescription. It's tiring, it's demoralizing, it's stressful, libido will be down, right? Performance even will not be optimal. Of course, that definitely will indirectly affect fertility, right? But nonetheless, if that is what is needed in your fertility journey, you may want to take that path. But I think when it's more spontaneous, it's better. It's better. Is that okay? Now, there's also the emotional side of frequency of knocking, of intercourse. When you're trying to conceive, there's this intimacy routine. The intimacy becomes a routine when you're trying to conceive, and that creates a lot of pressure. And I really feel for people that are trying to conceive, right? I feel for them. But that's why we're working with you, so that besides the trying part, you will also maximize the enjoyment part. That's not true. Aminata, that's not true unless there's something else. Your state of mind can affect that. Is that okay? Your state of mind can affect that. So when your mind is not there, there is reduced enjoyment. There's emotional strain that comes with it, right? An emotional strain. So when you maintain emotional connection, it's very important. It's very important. Why? Because all this boils down to fertility, and fertility is biology, right? It's biology. That is a different story now. That's a different story. So now, they don't off your switch, right? They don't off your switch. But nonetheless, before I start taking questions, right? Sex frequency is one of the piece of the larger picture. It's not the whole thing, right? We've been talking about this for more than 20 something days now. So there are so many aspects of the gist you need to understand. Fertility depends on sperm quality, it depends on egg quality, depends on timing, depends on reproductive health of the both people involved, right? So frequency, when you optimize frequency, it helps to align all these factors for better results. Is that okay? So this is what I want to leave us with tonight before I take questions. Fertility is not all about the extreme, knock too much or don't knock at all. No, it's all about balance, right? You cannot be too much, it cannot be too little, but just enough at the right time with the right quality. Bam, you get your results, right? Because in reproduction, when it comes to success, it's actually a random thing. It's more of a probability, right? So all your results your result will be dependent on the timing, will dependent on the balance and the biological precision that works together to give you what you're looking for. And that's why we take time to break all these things down so that you don't miss road. Because if you miss road, how can we help you again? Right? So that is where we are. Please send in your request.